Hello and welcome back to the 162 in Arlington podcast. We are about to discuss this Rangers versus Dodgers series. Rangers lose 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers. Um, Game one, a chance they probably win that game if a certain manager bullpen decision doesn't be made. Saturday they just lost, but then a nice win on Sunday to keep it a respectable series loss to the Dodgers. Uh, this is one where obviously if you lose a series, you're not too mad about, but losing that first game does suck. So I guess we'll just get into games kind of sequentially and just give our thoughts. Um, it's kind of we go through games sequentially, but it is very uh, we kind of talk about random stuff in random orders. I mean. First game, I thought Rocker looked really good. That's what I thought. I thought Rocker looked really good. Went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs. Probably the best start of Rocker's career. I've been on the record saying I'm not the biggest Rocker believer, but in those first 4 innings, his stuff was nasty, and he was mixing his pitches very well, which is something that I don't think we've seen from him a lot. He was throwing a lot of changeups, which I liked. He looked really nasty in the first 4 innings, and then in the fifth inning ran into some trouble, completely lost it with his stuff, which was weird because he hadn't thrown a lot of pitches, but he lost a little bit of his stuff, and then got a big double play on Will Smith their 10th inning. So was not mad about Kumar Rocker's start. If you got any thoughts on his start.
Yeah, I mean it's about what we've been talking about is if he's mixing his pitches and he includes that changeup, then yeah, he's gonna be a really good starter. Be a really nice fit starter for this rotation. But yeah, I think it was just like the pressure of facing the Dodgers and something like that. I don't know, maybe gassed him out a bit. But yeah, I mean, dude, that he had some really nasty changeups, and the two seam had I think the two seam played a big part there because it had so much run on that.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I guess, well, Seager puts the Rangers up 3-1 after he hits a really nice homer. Seager in this series I think he's a tick off. We've seen with Seager the past couple of years that he doesn't really get off to great starts. It kind of takes him pretty much a month to really get going. Um, he did actually start off pretty well. He's kind of a tick off right now, which is fine. I think Seager will be able to bounce back. But he had a really nice 3-run homer there off Tyler Glasnow. I thought the Rangers actually were putting up really good at bats from Tyler Glasnow, not chasing. And yeah, I really like their at bats against Glasnow. Glasnow ended up going 6 innings, they're allowing 4 runs. The Rangers also put up a run in that fifth inning. Who got the RBI there? What happened in the fifth? They gotta go
That
find
was a
that.
homer from Langford.
Oh yeah, that was a homer from Langford. We'll talk about Langford in a little bit. But I really like the Rangers at bats against Glasnow. Um, Now we get to the decision that I think if the Rangers did get swept, I think we would be talking about this decision the most. Going to Robert Garcia, Schumacher going to Robert Garcia in the bottom of the sixth inning, ended up giving the lead back to the Dodgers there. The Rangers went into that inning up 4-3, came out of that inning down 5-4. The decision to go to Robert Garcia, it's just something you just can't, there's no justifying that decision. Garcia, it doesn't matter about his stuff. It doesn't matter about lefties in play, all that stuff. Any left-handed hitters coming up. He has been. There are 5 pitchers in this bullpen that are better than him, right? 5 pitchers in this pen. You have Beeks, Alexander Latz, 3 lefties who are better than him. Wynn and Junis, they're all better than him. And it felt like after 5 from Rocker should be enough with how well this pen is pitched. You can go Beeks, Latz, and the rest. You can fill out the rest of the innings without Rob Garcia. You didn't have to put him in. And I've said it in videos before, but I just do not like watching him pitch. You're up by 1. Why are we walking hitters? Why are we not attacking? It's just the mental is so not there, and then he'll just float changeups and sliders down the middle, and they hit him. I think if the Rangers get swept, we talk about that decision really being the momentum shift for this sweep to happen. I definitely think it was the momentum shift for the Dodgers to get back into the series and win the first two games because I did think through the top of the sixth in the first game, I did think the Rangers were playing better baseball than the Dodgers. And then that bottom of the sixth kind of just let them back. Um, I hated that decision.
Yeah, that decision was there. Like you said, there's no justifying that. I mean, you had Alexander, who's probably your highest leverage lefty arm, could have easily put him in top of the order coming up. I don't understand why you would put Garcia in that role where you know he's not succeeded. And then it's you can blame Carvello, but I don't think Carvello even comes into the game if Garcia didn't give up those runs. So yeah, like Carvello kind of gave it up with the because the Rangers would have won probably if Carvello didn't give up that homer to Pages, but at the same time, it would have never gotten to Carvello if Garcia didn't give up those runs. But yeah, with with Garcia, man, it's just like everyone else in this pen, even Carvello, is just like attack, attack, attack. No one like you watch Cole Winn pitch. He's like one of the big guys. He doesn't know where stuff's going either. Like he's not great at commanding either, but he still is just going to throw it in the zone. That's his whole thing. And it's just like, why are you the one guy in this pen who just doesn't want to do that? Like, why are we trying to nibble the corners? Just go at him. You're up by one. Just go at him. Like, there's no point in trying to like paint the corners and like try to get 3 strikeouts. Like that's what it feels like he's trying to do. He's unconfidently trying to get 3 strikeouts for no reason.
Yeah, it's very wild to watch him pitch. That's for sure. He's not like a Aroldis Chapman where he can just walk so many people and get away with it. And another thing with the walks is the Dodgers are going to take advantage of walks that happen, especially to lead off an inning. Um, so yeah, it was just pretty crazy. To finish this game off, Carvello gave up the two runs, which isn't ideal. But Dodgers were up 7-4, and then the Rangers put together some really good at bats against Edwin Diaz. If you do remember last year, Diaz faced the Rangers. Diaz was on the Mets facing the Rangers, and the Rangers were putting together really good at bats against him last time. Um, and yeah, the Rangers have something on Diaz, that's for sure. You get the Peterson single, which it always feels like, even though Peterson's at bats are still not the best, it always feels like whenever the Rangers like a rally starts for the Rangers where they're scoring, it starts with a Peterson hit, like it pretty much every time. So maybe Peterson is the guy in this on this team that if he can just be respectable at the plate and get on, maybe this leads to rallies. But yet a Peterson single, Evan Carter with the homer, he had a really great series. Evan Carter did. Um, and then they rally, and Zeke Duran gets the big hit. Um, so yeah, they did a really great job in that inning to tie it back. Latz ends up giving the walk-off homer to Max Muncy. 0-2 pitch right down the middle. I mean, you can't throw an 0-2 pitch right down the middle. You have to try to get him in a chase, even though it is Max Muncy and he's really good and he's not going to chase. 0-2, you at least have to try to get him to chase there. But overall, I think you're very frustrated with that game. Uh, Obviously, the Rangers scoring in the ninth takes that weight off of Robert Garcia, but I still think the Rangers. You never know, but you feel very confident about this game if Robert Garcia isn't going out in the sixth.
Yeah, I don't understand. Again, no reason for him to go out, and that kind of changes the whole theme of the game, you know. And yeah, the ninth inning runs kind of took the pressure off, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. But yeah, the offense. Speaking on the offense does look. It really is Global Life Field killing this offense, man. Because since they gone on the road, they scored 3 in the second game, and then they went 5 in the third and 7 in the first. It's like Global Life Field genuinely just kills runs, man.
Yeah, and you hope that going into Sacramento, the minor league ballpark, you hope that maybe that ballpark we're playing to favor for the offense. Moving on a little bit too much, but yeah, overall that game hurt. But that Robert Garcia decision still is gonna stick in my head if the Rangers don't make the playoffs, and it's like by one game. And I always think to this game, like, why did we go to Robert Garcia when you have 5 pitchers in the pen better than him? But yeah, let's go to game 2. This one isn't as much discussion as the first game, because the only two people you need to talk about in this game was Jack Leiter not having a good start, and then Brandon Nimmo's on fire. But we'll talk about Leiter quickly. Command was all out of whack. He walked four batters, gave up five hits. His changeup specifically was all over the place, and he didn't locate that well. And against against the Dodgers, they're not gonna bail you out. You have to come to them. And when your command's gonna be that wacky, it's really tough. Um, Not worried too much about Leiter though. But we saw games like this from him last year where his command would just be completely out of whack. But hope he can dial it in against the A's. But Leiter start again. If the Rangers don't have a good start from their starters, they're not going to win a lot of games. So, yeah, rough start for Leiter.
Yeah, just a rough start, and then yeah, it's like the changeup's kind of what saved him in his career when you really think about it. So if he doesn't really have that changeup, it's just like it wasn't just a changeup; it was his breaking balls, the changeup. Nothing really went in the zone, and then yeah, and then that just makes his fastball really hittable. But it's like it's whatever. I mean, Evaldi had those two shitty starts to start, and then he did well against the Mariners. So you don't really worry about it too much. You just kind of hope he does better against the A's, which he should.
Yeah, I think his fastball actually looked pretty good. But yeah, the slider and changeup command was really all out of whack, and I mean, I keep saying out of whack. His command wasn't good. That's all you got to get from Leiter's outing, and that's really how the Rangers lost this game is because of Leiter's outing. Who I do want to show some love to, and I think this is where we can transition to Game 3. How good Brandon Nimmo has been. He's been really good in this series. Let me read off, or not has been. He was really, really good in this series. Let me read off Brandon Nimmo's stats. He's hitting 367, 433 on base, which is crazy. 600 slug with a 1.033 OPS. I've said it like so many times. Where would this team be without Brandon Nimmo? Like they might be the worst team in baseball if they didn't have Brandon Nimmo in the lineup. Like that's how big this guy has been. Um, but yeah, shows up in game two with two absolute bombs. Off of I think they were both off Sheehan, I believe. Yeah, they were both off Sheehan, and yeah, just been the life of the offense. So I have to give a lot of credit to Brandon Nimmo.
Yeah, a lot of credit to him. It's not just the stat line. He kind of sets the tone. He really sets the tone well for the rest of the lineup, and it's a struggle because you just wish everyone could take that approach. But yeah, he's been the MVP so far, definitely.
Yeah, offensively for sure. But yeah, I think we talked about game two. It was just a bad start from Leiter, and that's how they lost the game. Uh, Game three now, the Rangers salvaged the series, which you're very happy about. Obviously, the mood in this video would be a lot worse if they got swept. Um, Rangers were facing Roki Sasaki, who has been a little bit wild so far in these first three games, and he was wild again. Five walks, five hits, but the Rangers only put up 2 runs against him. They had a lot of more opportunities to score on him early, and just never came through. Um, but they ended up scratching 5 runs across. Uh, Evan Carter looks locked in. He hit some homers. Another homer against Sasaki. Took a first pitch fastball, just crushed it, which is not what Carter usually does. He usually doesn't swing at the first pitch, but he really crushed that ball. That's like the first time Carter's like hit a homer and like did a bat drop and like really
Hit
knew
that
it.
thing.
That yeah, he kind of pimped it, like which I like to see. Nimmo with a great day. Some guys at the bottom of the lineup doing well. Josh Young looks a lot better from where he was earlier in the season. Um, yeah, the chase has gone a little bit down. It's still kind of an issue, but he's squaring the ball up a lot better. So you like to see that. I'd like to see him moved up in the lineup. Um, but obviously, the talking point in this game and the reason that the Rangers won this game, I don't know why I didn't start with him, is Jacob deGrom was really, really good. And he did what Jack Leiter didn't do the previous day, which was attack hitters. These Dodgers hitters are not going to chase, so you need to attack them. That's what it comes down to, and that's what DeGrom did. I know he had 3 walks, but 2 of those walks were basically, I'm not going to pitch to Ohtani. Like, the 2 walks were pretty much on purpose. So I thought DeGrom actually looked really good. Um, like I said, attacking hitters and just overwhelm the Dodgers with his stuff. So props to DeGrom because that's why the Rangers are salvaged that series.
Yeah, he looked really, really good. That was vintage DeGrom. I mean, he struck out 9 through 6. Looks like they finally removed the 80 pitch count limit on him because that was kind of bothering him a bit that he could only go 80 pitches. But yeah, he looked locked. Uh, Offensively, I think yeah, Evan Carter. Right now, your 3 guys are Evan Carter, Brandon Nimmo, Josh Young. And my thing with Young is that last year what he did, he would have these stretches where he'd bat like 400 and go nuts, and then he'd have another stretch where he'd bat 100. So that's why he averaged out to 250. So when he's batting this 400, you have to move him up so he can actually like be useful and not just sit at the bottom of the lineup. But Evan Carter, again, being patient, and I haven't like said this like verbally, but I have thought it. He has a weapon of swinging at the first pitch that whenever he wants to use it, he can, because no one's expecting this man to swing. So yeah, every time, like if you look at his bats, every time it's a fastball. So the moment he wants to swing, that's when he becomes like a really dangerous hitter. And then yeah, Nimmo, doing his thing. We already talked about him. One guy that I think is gonna eventually get moved down in the lineup. Berger has looked like completely awful recently. He's just looked lost. Mainly because he went back to his earlier in the season. We saw him kind of going to the opposite field, having these team at bats, and now he's back to I just want to pull the ball for a homer. So yeah, a lot of ground outs to third. You'll get a lot of ground outs to third, pop outs to third on that. A lot of strikeouts, but yeah, it's because people just know that he's gonna chase sliders in the dirt and crap. So yeah, Berger's probably gonna get moved down the lineup. I think him and Berger, Young and Berger, probably switch spots eventually.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think the lineup construction is going to be interesting to track, that's for sure. The bullpen ended up surviving, even though they all walked batters, which I talked about walks. The Rangers can't be walking batters, but all 3 of the bullpen guys walked guys. But they ended up surviving, so this was a great win. I think we'll finish off on the lineup construction, and then we'll kind of talk about what's to come with the A series. I think if Langford is back tomorrow, which he was injured, the Rangers said that he is going to be out for 2 to 3 days and then be back. So let's see if he's going to be back tomorrow. We'll see. But all signs point to him being back in some sort of capacity, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What I think you do is I think you go Nimmo, Langford, Seager, Carter, and then I was thinking, put Carter at the 4 spot. I think that's the best because doing Nimmo, Carter, and Seager, that's kind of overwhelming of just having like 3 straight lefties. That kind of makes it easy lane for other teams to go to a lefty reliever. But I think putting Carter at 4 because he has been one of the Rangers' better hitters. I think he deserves to be at the top of the lineup, backing up Corey Seager. And I want to see him with more runners on because there hasn't been too many times of that. And Langford obviously bats second, and you just hope that he bounces back because it feels like he will. And then moving Josh Young up is a conversation because Nimmo had 2 RBIs. Both times he drove in Josh Young. That's correct, right? So I do wonder, just keeping Josh Young at the bottom of the lineup might be the move to just get so that guys are on for Nimmo. Because who's the guy you trust the most with runners on? It's Brandon Nimmo. So I almost think that you'd want Josh Young to still be at the bottom of the lineup to get on for Nimmo. Right? That's kind of
Yeah,
something
I
I
mean,
just thought of.
yeah, I mean, you could think of it like that, but at the same time, there's a lot of situations where Nimmo's on base and we can't drive him in. And how is it confirmed someone is going to be on base for Nimmo? It's much more likely Nimmo's going to be on base for someone else to drive him in than for someone else to be on base for Nimmo to drive in. So in that point, just put Young behind Nimmo, like up in the lineup closer to Nimmo, so you can drive him in.
Yeah, I think you go Seager, Carter, and then Josh Young at 5. Put Peterson at 6, and then you'll have the rest of the guys. You'll have Berger, Smith, and then the catcher, or however you want it. That feels like what the lineup construction is going to be, but let's see. I think you keep Carter at the 2 hole as long as Langford's still injured. Um, but yeah, do you got any more thoughts on this series?
No, not really. I mean, the bullpen has looked besides the first game, the bullpen has looked good. Even Martin seems to have found his not entirely, but he seems to not be just throwing everything down the dick now. So it's a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. He's looked a little better, but yeah, Robert Garcia. Other than Robert Garcia, the Pens looked pretty good,
Yeah,
and Chris
I
Martin.
mean,
Robert Garcia and
yeah,
Chris Martin, the Pens looked all right.
yeah.
It feels like they have 5 guys that you really like in this pen at this point. Um, so to preview the A series, you got something else to say?
No, you said five. I was thinking like, oh yeah, Curvelo. My bad.
Alexander, Beeks, Slats, Win, Junis, 5.
Yeah, those five. Yeah, that was
Yeah, yeah,
like Junis. Junis is the closer. I think he is the confirmed closer because this man is nails. It's just pumping strikes and he
yeah,
did walk guys today, but I think his four seam was a little weird today. It didn't really have the ride it normally does. It was like cutting. It was weird. And yeah, I don't understand how Win keeps getting out of these things, bro. Like every time it's like Robert Garcia, but he fills up the zone and it just works. I don't know how it works, but it works. It's crazy.
yeah. He mixes pitches, and he did have some control issues, but it works for him. Yeah, Junis striking out Otani. That was a nasty changeup right there.
Yeah, that
Um,
was filthy.
yeah, that was filthy. Yeah. So Rangers are playing the A's. Hopefully, you get a bounce back from Leiter, but they have Evaldi going. They have Rocker, who was really good last time. Gore's going. So you just have to hope for the pitching to be good. The A's pitching is also really good. It's been really good this season, which has been really shocking. The A's are riding a high right now. They're tied with the Rangers for the lead in the division. They've won 5 straight. Um, but yeah, the A's have been really good. They're pitching specifically. But you do hope that for the Rangers to play in a minor league stadium, that works in their favor. You know, it did work for them, and it did work in their favor here in Dodger Stadium to just hit in a stadium that where home runs are going to be home runs. If you guys know what I mean. Um, so yeah, just hoping for the best in this A series. You would love to take 3 out of 4. I think it'd be big if the Rangers could take 3 out of 4. Um, but yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up, right?
Yeah, but also a little thing. On the road, the Rangers have never scored less than 3 runs. Just saying that.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. The offense has been serviceable on the road.
Weird. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, yeah, like in Game 3 of this series, by the way, like I know they didn't cash in as many opportunities as you can, but if you're gonna score 5 runs, this pitching staff's gonna hold you to 2-3. You'll be fine. 5 runs is enough.
yeah,
It's the
yeah, yeah.
Dodgers.
For
That's
the
the
most
only
part.
reason it wasn't enough. One, Robert Garcia. Two, the only reason 5 runs wasn't enough on what was it, Friday, was because it's the Dodgers. They're gonna score more than 5.
Yeah, and yeah. Also, like I mean, 4 of those runs came on Curvelo and Rocker, right? Like,
Yeah.
um, but yeah. Uh, so Rangers salvaged the series. It was nice. Hopefully, they do good against the A's, and we are. I'm not going to be going live for the A's series because it's late as hell. So I think I'll see you guys on Saturday for the Mariners Rangers game on Fox. I think I just can't do the late West Coast games, but yeah. See you then. Peace.